Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. and I'm here today to bring in a review for Sakamoto Days Manga Chapter 96. So we start things off with the aftermath of the fight between Mr. Clap, Mr. Sweet Tooth, which way you want to call him. That fight is done. It's all said and done. He's KO. It is mentioned that how he can no longer use his hypnotism powers because one of his hands is chopped off. I don't know when that happened. Like, if I'm remembering correctly, we get a panel of him and they're showing his eyes and they're just that he's KO'd, and it just made me think that I don't, even though I don't probably think he will return, especially anytime soon. But if he was to return, he would have learned a different way to hypnotize, maybe using said eyes and not relying on the clap. But moving on, so we have him defeated. We know Manny's still there. He seems relatively cool, and we have Shin. We have Shin. Now Shin seems to be done. He's in severe pain, I guess, and it's because he did too much seeing into the future for the day. And now I'm not against him suffering. There should be some drawbacks to him using his powers. I'm pretty sure this is not the first time we see this happen, but I just find it really funny because obviously we know that Shin is trying to live up to Sakamoto's expectations, and Shin within this chapter just seemed so happy, so proud of himself for quote taking out one of Slur's henchmen. And now I just had to laugh at that because in my personal opinion, Shin, what you've achieved is not that impressive, and it's just that whole line in itself, the whole him being happy for himself. I did it, Mr. Sakamoto. It's like, bro, it's like, because I see Shin as just as a joke, man, just to put it bluntly and clearly, just so everyone can understand, just a character that is just really rubbish. This character is just really rubbish. Yeah, he may get W's there and then. He has his few successes, but all his successes just feel forced, BSy, or just plot relevant. And yeah, just for the fact that he's so proud of it, it just makes my respect for the character go down even further, because I'm pretty sure if Mr. Sakamoto himself was up against Mr. Clap, it would be a very easy fight for him, because Sakamoto really, does he really have problems with him now? But I don't guess. But yeah, on honesty, I do think it would have been an easier fight for him. And the thing is, why this is a problem is because Shin wants to be his right hand man. Get me? He wants to be. That's the role he's trying to fulfill. And I get it. You know, with age comes experience. That's something that's clearly shown within the series. With age comes experience. But anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that, yeah, I get it. Mr. Sakamoto has years on Shin, and Shin has a lot to do to catch up to those kind of years and experience. But he's can say into the future, man. He can mind read. He shouldn't be this wig. He literally shouldn't be this rubbish. Moving on. So after that, we get that whole thing with how Amani was under hypnotism, is awoken some sort of memories that he had buried within inside of him, and we have Amani asking about was it about when his mum died, about his mum died and his dad's involvement in that, if I remember correctly. And the grandfather now, he replies with, I don't know, ask your dad. I do think he does know, but part of me also thinks maybe the granddad was involved too. It's got me wondering because I don't know. I just had that feeling while I was reading the chapter. But there's a truth to be told there, most likely coming later on down the line. So after that, now we flip over to the JAA, and basically part of this bit of the chapter was, I guess, essentially, would that be a law dump? But we basically learn what's been going on outside the outside world and the state of the assassination world right now. And what was cool about this scene is when that guy, I forget, I didn't even know his name was given, but you know who I'm talking about. He comes for Nagamo. And Nagamo, you don't even see what he does, but he's just face gone. Late. And now, I feel like Nagamo was being cheeky when he says next, if this guy wakes up, just let him know. If he wants to try and get into the order, we've got vacancies. Very cheeky, Nagamo. Very, very cheeky. Well, they say if you cut clean enough and, the cells are intact and all that, you can put back together, it will heal, that kind of thing. So if you want to give Nagamo that feat, and that cut was clean, even though it didn't look that clean, well, if you want to give him that feat, then maybe, just maybe, the guy lying on the floor can come back to life. Just maybe. So after that, we move on to, what's his name? Shishiba? I think his name's Shishiba. But anyway, regardless of that, we set up, which should be a good fight. And I'm kind of worried now about our two older members, now that I think about it, because Amani's dad still got, I reckon he's got to be alive to at least explain what happened and why he did what he did to Amani. So I think he's got to live for that. So that puts up two red flags for our older members. But we leave off with our two older members, I forget their names, versus Amani's dad, whose name begins with a Y. I'm getting this slowly but surely. And another lady friend of Mr. Y. I'm not sure if this lady friend is an assassin, but more likely so because the two order members have been given orders to kill her as well. Maybe a death by association kind of thing there, but I'm pretty sure she's an assassin as well. And like I said, this should be a good fight because we know the order is a big deal. We have seen in the past that Amani's dad is a big deal, so should be a great fight. They also have history. Apparently, it was Mr. Y who gave the scar on his chin. Now, I don't know if he's playing dumb, but he said he's forgotten about that. But anyway, what is most important about this scene is the setup for the fight, which should be a good fight based on their reputation and based on how fights are within this series. So I'm looking forward to that. Overall, pacing for the chapter was okay, was good. There was nothing wrong with it. At no time did it seem slow, no time did it seem fast. It was just going on for the ride and it was a good read. So 3-star rating. Now, of course, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.